Ladies and creatures and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the podcast show for the average Joe, the Wrestling Diaries. I'm your host, Mitchell Roulane, and we're back at it with another one of our spoken word sessions. Today, I have a really dear friend named Bethany. Shout out, Bethany. Hello. If you're listening or watching the episode. She sent in a multitude of her poetry, which is very good. And I'm going to thumb through some of it and read some of the ones that catch my interest. No specific order or whatever, but so this way I can share her art. If you're just joining us for the first time, the spoken word sessions is different than the regular show. I don't have a guest on. It's just me, and I'm spouting off literature that either I have written or other people have written and done that have sent in to me that would like to share their art with the world. And that's what the spoken word sessions is all about. Much shorter and more intimate, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's more intimate than me actually having a conversation with another person. I guess it's not for me to decide. You decide. Anyways, as always, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Radio Public, Overcast, and a host of other platforms that host podcasts. We are on there, The Wrestling Diaries. Also check us out on YouTube. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more content we release once a week, folks. Check us out, show us some love, support us and our mission. Also, more importantly, leave us a review. This is very important. This is what helps us grow and get seen on more platforms and more people migrate to our content when we have reviews. So leave us some reviews. I would assume if you're leaving them, they'd be good. I want to say leave good reviews, but I don't want to tell people what to do. But yeah, leave good reviews. Anyways, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to read a couple of poems by the lovely and strong Miss Bethany. All right, this one is called The Muse, or The Muse I, or maybe The Muse One. I'm not really completely certain on this, if it's a Roman numeral or if it's just the letter I. So it's either The Muse One or The Muse I. That voice falls like rain on the riverbed, the sound of summer praying for the snow. Did I have nothing you wanted then? Loneliness is tempting when you've no weeds left to sow. She raged of my innocence, summoning thorns, nothing else would grow. This lady's like a common day Edgar Allan Poe here. I don't see a title for this one, so I'll just get right into it. These thoughts should mean but little, chaotic constructs of a mad god. Or often I think I see too many sunrises. Too many. Still not enough. Raging in my repentance, seeking mercy upon this shore. A heart confessed, a mind undressed. Bloodshot eyes guide tired feet to a summit that exists no more. Like all things, it succumbs to time. I held in twilight while the day moved on, bathing in tears, burying songs, perhaps venturing too much, not counting the cost. Even the sun, as it rises and sets, does so with great fidelity. Still forever, it does so alone. Ooh, we're getting dark in here. These are good. I like these. Everything all the time. You are too familiar with emptiness when you recognize the sound of tears falling in the darkness, the sound of knees when they hit the dusty ground. Are you still there? Forgive me. I only wanted to fill the emptiness. Will the sacrifice cost everything? Come to nothing, only blood, pooling useless onto the ground. Okay, now I'm going to read this one. I don't think Adolescent Confusion for the Win. I don't think that's the title. It's just what was written. It might be the title. I don't know. But here we are. Write down the last thing that you said. Reckless fires are burning in my head. Heart sick and tired, hiding like a landmine. You fight hard, but longing is so divine. Just give it a little time to make a choice between what's good and what's true. I didn't even realize I was alone until I was alone with you. Ooh, I really like that one. Sorry, I'm not doing an assessment on these poems because I feel like they're very abstract, very subjective to like when you listen to them, like you make your own interpretation. I'm interpreting this as I'm reading them, but I don't feel like sharing them with you. Because this is also my friend. I feel like this is something I'd rather share with her and be like, oh, this is what I got from your poem. But seriously, if you're listening to this, what have you gotten from these poems yet? Which one has been your favorite so far? Let us know in the comments below. All right, I'm going to read this one. This will be the last one that I read, and then I'll bid you all farewell and hope you enjoyed this episode. All right, I think this one is... I don't know if the title is October because it's marked out, but either way, it says October. Autumn. She's never been gentle. These calm gray skies give way to the red. Deceptive beauty of her dying leaves. Colors to camouflage the dread. She introduced me to the blue. I sold my silence too. And the you I wished I'd never met. The ghost in me won't let it go. It still hopes to find you there, between the apathy or the irony. Some nights stalks me down. Fear and love drench the bed. Oh, I'm guilty of pushing too far. In love, in hate, in all forms, it all burns to ashes. And regret. Me. I'm still alive. You're on the other side. Autumn. She never really left. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. My friend has a very deep and dark soul about things. I say dark soul like she's evil. You're not evil, Bethany. You just have you love dark art. Like you've got a dark side. I like it though. There's something really cool about that. I know I'm silly and make a lot of jokes, but I can be a pretty dark person too. Like a lot of I'll write things that are really dark, even some of them melancholic, sinister, what have you. And usually it's because like you're going through something. But when I write the stuff, sometimes it's weird the way I write. Like I can read something can read something very dark and ominous from me, and they'll be like, "Oh man, you were going through some really wild shit." And then I'll be like, "No, I really wasn't. I just there's a phrase or a word or something that made me think of this statement or this sentence or this word, and then I just wrote a poem off of it." It's really crazy how that works. Like I don't always write from like deep emotion. I write from like mild circumstance. It's pretty crazy. Does it even make sense? I know that other people are like, man, that's so crazy that you can write some of this stuff because it's very relative. And then somebody also argued, well, maybe you're not feeling that way specifically, but maybe it's more subconscious. And that's also a very good point. But either way, I feel like I'm a pretty dark person. How about you? You feel dark and sinister and mysterious? Do you write a bunch of dark, ominous Edgar Allan Poe-esque type things like my friend Bethany here? I really like her poetry. It's deep. It's deep. It's good. It's good stuff. Well, anyways, this is a shorter episode. Popping off a couple of her pieces I really like a lot. She has a Instagram. I'll plug that in so you can go check it out. It's called Madness and Mercy. Madness and Mercy. No spaces, spelled like it sounds. Madness and Mercy. And there you can find her work, and she's got a ton of work on here. Like I've read like a handful of these poems, but there's a lot on here. So if you've listened to this and you like Bethany's work, then check out check out Madness and Mercy. Madness and Mercy on Instagram. I'll also post a link on this episode so you can just click it and go right to it. Thank you so much, Bethany, for sending that in. I really appreciate it. It's good stuff. I also appreciate whenever people send me their stuff in. Like, I don't take it lightly. Like, I know it's very meaningful. A lot of people send me stuff in because they want it to be expressed and they don't want to express it themselves, or they would just like for it to be expressed, or they're too nervous to say it aloud or in any other format. So I'll do it. I'm not saying Bethany was this way, but a lot of other people have. And that's cool. If you have anything, stories, it doesn't even have to be poetry or like a piece of fiction. If it's a story about your life, like I've recited stories on here about a lady living in a haunted house, and I think that I did one on somebody like dealing with like abuse or something. So if you have anything that you'd like for me to share on this platform, please send it in and let me know. Show us some love. As always, check us out on our audio stream, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, leave us a review. Very important. Leave us a review. Go to YouTube to watch the video content. And we'll see you around. What do you wrestle with and how can you beat it? One love.